Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Jacksboro to Kilgore, Eastland to Dalhart, Lampasas to Gilmer, Temple, Big Spring to Sweetwater, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, one of the best goaltenders in the state, if not the nation. She just led the Grace Community School to a state championship. The one and only Claire with Flair Stoermer. She's the private school winner of our Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Claire, congratulations. What did you think when you heard that you won this tremendous honor?
I was just really grateful, and I was happy to find out that my coach nominated me for it, and I was just so happy that like I won that, and it was just such a huge honor, and I was grateful for everyone who got me to this point.
Well, what a finish to the season. I mean, it is storybook kind of stuff. You know, in the state semifinals, you go double overtime and your team finds a way to win in the final 8 seconds of the state semifinals. In the state championship game, you also go to double overtime, and it's a goaltender's dream. You stop a penalty kick, and guess what? You guys go on to win the state championship. Talk about that moment and what it was like for you to become a state champion.
It was just so amazing because usually, well, after every single practice, we've been practicing penalty kicks the whole season. And it was just so nice that all of our kickers, like all 5 of the people on my team, made their PKs. And I was just so happy that I was able to save one that eventually let us win. And it was just such a great moment that all of our hard work finally paid off.
Is it something you dream about as a goaltender to be able to make that game-saving state championship victory moment like that?
Definitely. Since I was little, I've always dreamed of winning state. So there's that. And then also to win state all the way in PKs and not get scored against that whole game and then be able to save a PK. That's the best thing that could happen as a goalkeeper.
Are you and your teammates still walking around on clouds right now in what you were able to accomplish and make history for your school?
Absolutely. There's one Waterburger in town that wrote congrats Grace Cougars for state, and the whole team went there. Just it's so nice to see the community supporting us too, and yeah, we're on cloud 9.
What is it about those moments that, you really flourish in? Because, there's a lot of kids, that they want to be in it. They talk about it, but they don't embrace it. You embrace it and then you perform.
Mhm. Um, Throughout my life, I didn't like the pressure whenever I first was a keeper, but the older and older I get, the more I like it, just because I feel like PKs, as a keeper, you're not necessarily expected to block it, and so I can only impress people. So I don't know. I've just grown to like the pressure and just it. It's a good challenge.
What a moment. What a moment for your school. And, I think about the dynamics of what was going on in Round Rock. You guys are playing for a state championship, but in your school, you have this thing called Go Week, where all the students are going all over the country, some in Washington, D.C. And that just happened to happen at that moment. You guys would probably be doing that, but here's the big thing. You're probably the only team in state history that didn't have any student support for the state championship. Was it kind of like us against the world, when you guys were going for that state title?
At first it kind of felt like that, but whenever we left the school, we had every single junior high student there cheering us on. And then before the semi game, we had a video that the whole school put together. And so while the school wasn't there with us, they made all these videos of us or just supporting us. And we had our headmaster, our teachers, everyone on Go Week was just sending in videos wishing us good luck. And even after we won, we had people sending us videos of them watching the game and their reaction. So you got to see all the way up to these little elementary kids to all the way to the high schoolers and like the seniors in DC, and you get to see their reaction to us winning. So while they weren't there like physically, like we all knew that they were there supporting us in spirit.
When all those little kids look up to you, what does it mean to you? How much pride do you have, to know that you're representing that community?
It just means so much because I remember whenever I was like in elementary school, I looked up to the varsity keeper, and I had all these role models, and it's really nice to know that I'm someone else's role model and that they're watching me, and just that I can set a good example for them.
What a season you've had. I mean, it's just unbelievable what you've been able to pull off. Nobody can score on you. Nobody even scored a goal on you in district. You go the whole playoffs, and really one game they scored a couple of goals in the state semifinals. How have you been able to be such a stopper in goal?
I think it just goes back to practice. I have practice with my school team. I have practice with my club team. I have special goalie practice, and it's just after practicing so much, like I just am able to save more, and it just helps me and my skills.
When you go on a tremendous run like this, how do you prepare yourself mentally for those big moments and the competition? Do you do your homework on them, or is it just more about you against them?
Well, usually I try not to think too much about soccer until right before the game, just because you can start overthinking it and get in your head. And so I try to separate myself as much as I can. But right before the game, it's just I try to just focus on what I can control, and like I can't control the outcome and I can't control the other team, but it's just my effort and just like getting the team hyped up and just ready for the game.
What's really funny was, when you were a little girl, you didn't want to play goaltender. And when the coaches would throw you in there, you'd start crying. Isn't that funny when you look back on that and what you thought about that position?
Yeah, I when I was little, I wanted to be the person who scored all the goals, and I just thought that was the best position to because you win by scoring goals. But then once I was in goal, and eventually, like I didn't like it at first, but eventually I would make a save, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, good job, Claire! You saved the game." And the more that happened, the more I enjoyed saving the game rather than scoring to like make the game. Mhm.
Now you started soccer at 3. What was it that when did you fall in love with the game, and what did you like about it so much?
Um, I probably like fell in love with soccer when I was about 7 or 8, and I started my first club team. And I think the main thing that made me fall in love with it was my coach, and it was Mitch Smith. And then it was also just I was with FC Dallas, East Texas, and those girls, we were all so close. And soccer was never a chore. It was never something like you had to go to. It was just something you could enjoy with your friends. And it was just like such a beautiful game, and just it was very enjoyable, and that's really when I fell in love with it.
Well, you mentioned Mitch Smith, who always believed in you. He's with FC Dallas and that East Texas chapter there. You're in that Tyler community. What kind of things did you learn from him that really made you enjoy the game?
Um, he just taught me to like be confident, and like he let me believe in myself and like realize that I am good enough and I do have the skills, and that I I can save the ball and I will do well. And he just built that confidence into me. And like, I don't know, he did so much for me. He made me a leader and just helped me with lead other girls. And yeah, he's just done a lot.
You enjoy that leadership role, don't you? Why do you embrace it so much?
Um, I don't know. It's kind of like with the pressure. Like I kind of like having the pressure of being like the leader. And of course it looks good being the leader, but it also feels good to like be able to represent a team. And I don't want to represent a team that I don't enjoy, but it's because I enjoy these girls and enjoy my team so much. I love being a leader just because that's a representation of them and all that they've done.
Well, you've had some great experiences in soccer at such a young age. Of course, you played club with the Dallas Renegades, great competition in the tournaments and stuff that you would play with them. But then, of course, in high school, and your amazing, great coach, Chris Hemphill, who has been very instrumental in your career. It seems like he's coached you since you were a little toddler. How much has he meant to you?
He's meant so much to me. Whenever Mitch was my first coach, Chris was the assistant coach. And Chris is what really made me like love goalkeeping. I remember he was my first goalie coach, and he taught me so much. And then I had him as a middle school teacher for Bible, and then he was my middle school coach, and now he's my head coach for Grace. And it's just, he's always believed in me too, and he's just always been there for me, whether it's for soccer, for school, whatever I need, he's always there. And he's
And I know
always
Emily Griffin, assistant coach, has also been very big for you too.
Emily, Coach Griff, she came this year, and none of us were quite sure about her at first. We had a new coach, and we didn't know how we would like a new assistant coach because we've been so used to Mitch and Chris. But she came in, and she was just so sweet and so welcoming, and she's always so positive, and she really has built a good relationship with everyone on the team, and now we love her, and it's just so great to have her at practice and our games, and she's always motivating us, and she's just a great addition to the team.
Yeah, I think about your head coach, Coach Hemphill, and what he's meant to you. And, you know, he nominated you for this honor, and he talked about how you're such a leader on the team and in the classroom. Why is that so important for you? And how do you find the time with all the training and everything that you do to be so great in the classroom?
I think my parents have always like instilled in me like I can go to college to play soccer, but like at the end of the day, I need a degree and I need a job. And also I love math and science, and I like school. I love my teachers. So finding the time to study and do homework while it may be challenging, I think it's definitely worth it because academics and just that knowledge will help me later in life, and it's just, yeah, great.
How do you be a leader, you know, in the classroom, and how do you push your fellow classmates to be the best that they can be?
Um, I just try to like pay attention in class, I guess you could say. I try not to be like playing games or on my phone or talking in class. Like I try to really soak in like while I'm in class, like focus on class and just take in what all the teacher has to say and try to build a relationship with the teacher, because when you have that relationship, they'll help you, and the class is just so much more beneficial that way.
Well, it's definitely working. You've never had a B in school. You're a straight A student. You're in those honors classes. I don't know how you pull it off with the time and the demands of playing soccer. And coach also talks about your tremendous work ethic in the classroom, training, you know, getting ready for the games. He said you are second to no one at the school. How proud are you of being able to pull that off?
I'm so proud. I'm just I love that I have my friends and like the community around me to support me. Like, there's no way I could do all of this in the classroom and like in athletics and soccer on my own. It's because of all of the coaches and all of the like classmates, all of my friends. It's just, I'm so proud that I'm able to do it because of their support. And I'm so happy that like God's put me in this position where I'm surrounded around like so many people that allow me to just be the best me I can be.
I think about you, and you're such a tremendous kid, a great example for that school. And you're someone that's gone through a lot of adversity in your life that people probably aren't very aware of because you're such a positive person. Like me, you know, you lost your father at a very young age. You were 6 years old. Your biological dad died of cancer, unfortunately. How were you able to get through the adversity of that?
I think it was mainly with my friends, and I could kind of distract myself and just hang out with my friends and, play soccer, focus on school. And then also, I think one thing like my mom taught me was like, when you need to be sad, you can be. And there's no reason to bottle up like all of those emotions and just like you need to cry, you can cry and just get it out. And then you just move on and keep going, because every day is a new day and it's just a blessing to be here. And so just make the best of each circumstance.
Well, I know your stepdad, he has been huge for you. Tim has been at all your games. He never misses one of them. How much has he meant to you?
He means so much to me. He's always supported me in soccer. He's always told me I can do whatever I want to, and just he's always there for me, and it just means a lot.
How about your mom and all the sacrifices she's made, driving you around all these games and tournaments and practices? I mean, there's no bigger cheerleader than her, huh?
Yeah. I probably don't thank her enough, but just everything she's done for me, it means so much. And she didn't have to drive me to Dallas. She doesn't have to pay for clubs. She doesn't have to do all these small things, but she does. And it just makes my life so much easier that she's just there for me and helping me. And she's my biggest supporter, and my whole family. And it means a lot that they're all there for me and that they all think I can do whatever I want to. There's such a rock in my life.
Your younger brother is a stud athlete like you as well. He's destined for the NFL or the NBA. When you two get together for competitions, who do you think is the better athlete between the two of you?
Oh, me. Definitely me. He thinks he's athletic, and he is athletic, but not quite like me.
Well, you signed and have a scholarship to play soccer at Oklahoma Baptist University. What was it about that school that enticed you?
Um, I like that they were a Christian school, and I like that they were a smaller school. Just that the community that they have. I went to go tour there, and just the whole environment was very welcoming, and everyone wanted to get to know you and all that. I think they have great academics, and I can get a good degree, get a good job after that. And so I also really like the coach and the team. I have a few girls on my club team that are also going there. So it's not like I'm just going to this random school. Like, I'm going to know some girls there. And just what I've heard from the team and what I've seen, like, I think they're going to be very competitive and very welcoming. So I'm really excited to go there.
You're such an elite soccer player. And, usually when you make that transition to the next level in college, you don't get an opportunity to play as a freshman because it's such a tremendous role being the goaltender and being the back end of that defense. But you may have that opportunity there, right?
I hope so. I'm not completely sure. They can't guarantee anything, but um, I do really hope that I play as a freshman. That would be great, and just such an honor to be able to just go straight to college and play. That's been my dream, like, since I was little.
Well, for the last 3 years, you've been an all-state goalkeeper. How have you been able to maintain that? Because I know the competition, when they play you guys, they think of ways to try to get it by you.
Mhm. Um, I think it's just like practice, and just how in. I'm just like confident in myself through all the practices, and so whenever my teammates are shooting on me at practice, they're going as hard as they can. I'm going as hard as I can. And so my teammates definitely push me to get better every day. And it's just my teammates, they're just always there, and they're pushing me to work harder. And I'm just so grateful that I have them.
Yeah, and I think about your senior class. You got 6 of you that have been playing together for a very, very long time. Do you think that's a tremendous advantage for you guys and probably a big reason why you won the state championship?
Yes, I think that's definitely a reason. Um, this specific senior class, I've known most of these girls. Like, I played club with a lot of them whenever I was 7 and 8, and just going through junior high with them in high school. And also, it's just like the senior class is connected, but also this year, like, we're connected with every grade. Like, the seniors are connected with the freshmen, and we're connected with the sophomores and the juniors. It's just everyone loves everyone, and there's no any big conflict. Like, we're all there for each other, and just it's great to be a part of a team where there's no like seniority, you could say, or separation between the seniors and the freshmen, because I definitely felt that as a freshman. And so I'm just grateful that we're all connected through all the team bonding we've been through.
Well, it's definitely shown on the soccer field, or the pitch, as they like to say. I think about your legacy at that school. It is tremendous. People will always talk about that big save you made to win the state championship. What do you think is going to be your biggest legacy?
Oh, that's hard. I hope that my legacy is just how hard I've worked, because I've put in so many hours of practice in the weight room and just outside running and just practices and just everything I do. I try to work at it as hard as I can. So hopefully my legacy is just to work hard at everything you can and just believe that God will take care of the rest, and just hopefully that you'll be blessed and maybe you can win a state championship.
Very well said. It's funny. I watch the videos of you, and you just are always in the right position at the right time. You know the angles. What goes through your mind when someone kicks it? Because it almost seems like it's in slow motion for you. You're just so far ahead of where other people are. You almost seem to know what they're going to do before they even do it to try to get it by you.
When someone puts their heads down and they start to swing back and I know they're about to shoot, it's just like I get locked in. I'm just like, I have to save this. In my mind, like there's no doubt, like I have to save this. I am gonna save this. It's all just positive things. And we've definitely, like Coach Hemphill, he's told us the whole year, like just imagine yourself making the shot, imagine yourself making the save. And so I think that's one of the like really important things to be successful as an athlete, is you have to believe in yourself, and like in the game, before the game, after the game, you just believe that you're going to save it and you're going to win. And you have to have that belief whether you're down or up, and you just have to keep that the whole game.
Well, a big congratulations on winning the state championship. You got a trophy to go with that ring. Congratulations on being the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.